folks, how you doing? Suzy Meadows here. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Indiana, and I love to do paper crafting. And this is what we're going to use tonight. These are part of the new Fitting Florets Collection, and I'm going to show you what it is. And we're going to create a really easy hand-stamped card because I realize not everybody has a craft room full of goodies to craft with. So we're just going to use stamps, paper, and ink. So as you come on, let me know you're joining me by leaving a comment. This is my normal Monday Facebook Live. And you know you're watching the live if you look up in that corner up there and there's a red rectangle. Otherwise, you're watching the replay or you're watching over on YouTube, which lovely. I appreciate you guys watching no matter when you do. I realize this is Halloween. It's October 31st, and those of you that are celebrating Halloween are probably either getting kiddos ready to go trick-or-treating around here. That's at 6 o'clock, so here just in about an hour or so that the local communities are doing trick-or-treating. Or maybe you're of the other persuasion that your front porch light is going to be off so nobody comes to visit. Whichever camp you're in, I hope you're having a good evening. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and turn you down and we're going to get going. So hang on, because when I do this, this means I get up close and personal. Okay. Here are the goodies. And let me make sure I've got light down here. Get light on everything. Like I said, when you're joining me, let me know you're joining. I'm going to double check on my iPad to make sure that we are live where we're supposed to be because, I could always be elsewhere. So, yes, it looks like we are. Okay, gang, this is some of the paper. This is part of the Fitting Florets Collection. And that means there's a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just going to show you really quick, but then we're going to get crafting really, really quickly here. But this is the paper, which is the Framed and Festive, it is the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. And it's two-sided, it's 12 by 12. And I've got, this is one side and there's the other. So this is what we've got. Now, I was teasing you with these stamp sets. We've got the Framed Florets and the Framed and Festive stamp set. So, just to let you know, though, this, along with the dies, are going to be in our next catalog. So we can get this early, starting tomorrow. However, this one here is this Framed and Festive stamp set. It's only while supplies last. And I grabbed this because I love large Christmas sentiments. And I'm going to show you some projects here at the end that I have already created. So, but just keep that in mind. And I wanted to show you the dies, the Framed Florets dies. And like I said, these are in the next catalog, so they're going to stick around. We've not had an oval, and I've been wanting an oval. So, and I'm going to show you, like you said, I've got projects to show you with these. But these are fun because they make several different things. They make, that is there. This one is there. And it also cuts out the inside. So you have additional ovals. So let me see. That's an oval that's cut out. Let me get this out of the way because that throws you off. And here is a large one. So those are fun. So you do one cut and you get two different things that you can use. So let me get these out of the way. Oh, and I did want to show you what this is. And I'm not going to use it tonight. Let me get these back. But I will show you what it does. I've got to reach back behind here. I had forgotten about that. What that does, that punches out all these pretty hearts. And now, it does not cut the center. So what I did, when I did that, I also did this on the raspberry. And that way, I got both. So, but yeah. So that's what this is. It's really pretty and great for Valentine's or here. I did it for a thank you card. Okay, so let me get these out of the way because like I said, we're going to do some crafting and it's going to be simple and easy. I did want to show you some of these flowers, what they do. They actually will die cut some of the paper. Here you've got one of these dies that will die cut that flower right there. Get that back here. And this one will die cut. Let me see which one. It's this. It cuts that. And so actually what I did, I went ahead and die cut some of that paper. So I did here that pretty one. And then there's this, with the stamp set, I stamped this in with watercolor pencils, is how I did that one. And then here I stamped this one and use alcohol blends to color it in. So you've got options of how to use these. So, but okay, this is enough. I know we'll get going here and get crafting. I want to make sure I put the die back on. I don't want to lose it. Okay, we'll get these here. We'll get this out of the way and we will get started. Okay, we are going to use this. I've got a piece of smoky slate and it's 8.5 by 11 and I scored it in the middle and cut it in the middle. And that's how I have my card base. So I have 2 card bases, but we're going to use this one here. Okay, and I'm going to actually use both stamp sets. I'm going to use the 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly and the Fa La La. Let me scoot this over a little bit. I need to move some stuff down, I see. Okay. Oh, by the way, gang, this is how you can get a hold of me if you've got any questions. That's got my events. That's where you can email me, and that's where you can shop. And this is November host code because these goodies are good tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. And then we're going to use this leaf that is in this set here. And from the Christmas, the Framed Festive, we're going to use 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly and Fa La La. Okay, so let's get things over. Smoky slate, and I'm going to use soft succulent. And this is when you just want to make a card and you don't necessarily have a whole bunch of goodies. So this can be made with scissors, with a paper trimmer, stamps, and ink. So I'm going to use this Fa La La, and I'm just going to randomly stamp this. And I want it to be, I don't want it to always go the same way. So that's why I am turning the stamp in my hand. Okay, I think that's good. Yep, I think that's all I want for that one. Okay, now I want to do the sentiment. And I just have a square scratch piece of, extra piece of vanilla. And here's some soft succulent, which is the same color ink. And you can do this with just black if you wanted. But let's go ahead and do the sentiment. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I always like to come down and see what it stamps like. Looks good. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp my sentiment. Lovely. Now, with this leaf, I want to add some interest. So I'm just going to do a little bit of random stamping. And once again, I'm turning the stamp set so it's not always the same. And I think I'll do this one. I'll have it coming down. And let's see what this is going to look like. It's going to be right here. And I think I want to do second generation. Okay, here's first generation, and that's second. So you can see it's pretty light, but that's what I want. And there we go. Cool. Okay, let me close up the ink while I'm thinking about it so I don't get it everywhere. Now, this, like I said, this is going to be a really easy card, gang, but I do have several others I want to show you. Now, see, when I put this on here, I realize, oh, look at that blank spot. That's the value of being able to stamp a little more. Let me see, I'm going to put you right there. And that is a blank spot also. So I want my fa la la to be there. Okay. Oh, now I think I've got a spot right there. So right there. Okay, I'm done now. You know, you want white space or the space where you don't have anything, but sometimes you do like to have things. You don't want all kinds of negative space. So I'm just using a little bit of the multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to put this more or less centered. I'm not too concerned if it's not entirely centered. And that's going to go right there. So I could glue it down, or if you happen to have some foam, we call these dimensionals. Some people call them pop-ups. They're just little double-sided pieces that elevate and give some depth of dimension to your project. And so we'll just take these off here. So gang, like I said, this is a really easy, simple and easy card with stamps, paper, and ink. And it's nice, isn't it? I would like getting that. So, but now let's say you do have a little bit of bling and you want to put some on. Well, this is the bling that actually comes with this collection. They're gold swirls. Let me get this a little bit closer. And they're truly swirls, and they're fairly flat, so they aren't going to have an issue when mailing. But when I looked at this soft succulent, I got to thinking that I would really like to use these, the soft succulent down here, the adhesive back gems. So since I've got them, I'm going to use them, gang. So I'm with my take my pick tool. I'm going to put just a little bit of shininess on here. And I think I'll put it, oops, I didn't grab it, did I? Oh, I got it on the cardboard rather than the plastic. See, sometimes, okay, that one's stuck a little bit. Oh, okay, I'm going to, that one. And you can use the pokey tool or you can use the putty. It depends on the bling. Some works better with one than the other. So I think that's good. It's subdued, but I think just that little bit of shine adds. So, but gang, let me show you some of the other projects. Now, this is the one I started with. This was my example. I went with the black ink, and then I thought I wanted this bigger. And so that's why I decided to go with this other image. I liked that better. But now I showed you using some of the dies, some of the others. So here I've showed you how the hearts of the dies. Well, here's one that if, let's say, you want to get the paper, but the paper and maybe the stamp set. So here's May This Season Be Filled with Joy. So this is the stamp set here. It's the Framed and Festive that's only around for, well, supplies last. I'm going to put this so it doesn't glare maybe because it does glare. It still glares. Oh, well, it is what it is. So there we go. But let me show you what this is the Designer Series paper. Like I said, it's two-sided. Well, the sheets are 12 inches by 12 inches. So if you cut it in a 4-inch strip by 12 inches, and this is my normal, these are my details. So this is my normal 5.5 of a card, just like this one. But it's just a little bit, this is 4.25, whereas this is only 4 inches. And I went with 4 inches because I want to use my 12-inch paper the best. And you know, 4 inches, we can, the math, it does better. So, but let's say you don't want to get the dies, but you have some of the dies from last year. Let's say you used last year, you got the seasonal label dies. You got these dies. It was quite a big package. And it actually came with the Christmas season. But maybe you got these dies because I love this label. Well, but I also looked at this and that sure looked like that paper. And so I die cut this and the berries out of, and I used this glimmer paper. It goes so well, even though it's not the same color. This is our new color, our tempting turquoise. And this back here is the sweet sorbet. But I think it looks pretty good. And then here, the ribbon, I did polished pink. So isn't it nice how these colors aren't exactly the same, but they coordinate really well? So this is a way to make a card with Designer Series paper. And here, I used a little bit of Balmy Blue and the Merry Christmas, and there we go. So that's one there. And then 2 weeks ago, I made this one with you on Facebook Live. What we actually did, it was a color challenge, and I used the re-inkers, and that's how we came up with that pretty multicolor frame there. But I did show you the dies that we used, which was this one here, and some of the foliage. And that's how we came up with this pretty Christmas. And then in the last class at the library, because, you know, I do classes locally also. And in that class, this is the card we worked on. This was one of our, I think we did 5 or 6 projects. And on this one, this is the festive foils. It's some of the new paper. Well, it's been around. It's in the mini catalog, the July to January catalog. But isn't that pretty? I call this my gold card. And here's some glimmer paper. And this is this die right here. And then here's some just vanilla. And then here's some of the other dies. And I added a little bit of ribbon. And here's those swirls. So, gang, so here's some of the projects that you can make. You can start simple and easy with just the stamps, paper, and ink like this one. And yeah, we added a little bit of bling. Okay, so you can start like that. Or maybe you just want to use the Designer Series paper with some of your own materials, maybe your own ribbon, and maybe some more dies. And here's one that really used the dies and the stamp set. And then my pretty gold card. I think you can see all of those there. So, and this one is not Christmas necessarily, but it at least shows you what you can make here. So, so gang, my next classes will be November 11th. Let me scoot this down a little bit here. November 11th at the Lebanon Library. There's a 3 o'clock or a 5:30 session. So let me know if you're interested. We'll be doing Christmas cards. We'll use this, and we'll use some other sweets and some other goodies actually. So, but this is where you get a hold of me. And if you are interested in any of these goodies, let me know. If you don't want to put an order in, you'd like me to, I will do that. In fact, I know I've got a customer or two that I'll be ordering some of these limited time goodies. And remember, the limited time is this stamp set, is this the foils, the swirls, and the pretty Designer Series paper. That's a limited time. But otherwise, this stamp set and these dies, those will be around. So just keep that in mind. But if you're wanting to make some Christmas cards, I tell you, I love this stamp set for that. So, well, gang, I will be back November 7th. I tell you what, if you like this video, let me know so I will continue doing different craft projects and stuff on the YouTube. If you like this, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and also hit the notifications so you'll know when I put my next videos on. And this Facebook replay, I keep them on Facebook so you can always come back and look at things. So, gang, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great October. We're in the last day of it, and we're starting November tomorrow. So, you take care, and I'll chat with you later. Bye-bye.